Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Shane over here. We're talking about the Ford Mach-e. And I guess the biggest trade-off here, or not trade-off, but competitor, or what Ford should be worried about maybe, is the Charger electric. Now, looking at both cars as far as the Charger and the Mach-e, I understand they wanted like an SUV that's part of the Mustang lineup, but it's just, I know they're going to eventually come out with the Mustang full electric. That's that's probably going to happen, and then that's a comparison to the Charger. But for right now, the when you're comparing both vehicles as far as just, hey, I want to go get an electric vehicle, the Charger right now is going to win over the Mach-e. It simply has a better interior. It just looks like a muscle car. Overall, the only thing that the Mach-e is going to offer at that point is it's got four doors, and a little bit more room. Other than that, it's power plant. It's not going to compare. It's not going to compare in just a lot of factors. Now, I know they had the performance, 1,400 horsepower, I believe it was, electric Mach-e Mustang, just to kind of show like its capabilities and get people interested in the car and everything else. But the one thing that irritates me about a lot of these electric cars is the interiors, and they just throw the interior, we'll take the interior and just throw it out the window, and we'll give you two tablets, and then the door panels and the dashboard and the middle console are just very plain and boring, and there's nothing really going on. And that's just, that's how electric cars have to be, and people are just mimicking the Teslas. So overall, as far as the Mach-e, it's not a bad car. I don't think it's a bad car. I don't think it's an ugly vehicle or anything like that. And I understand what area it is, but as far as, I'm going to put two things on the table here. As far as it being a Mustang, it's just not. It's not a Mustang. I understand they're trying to do its own, Ford's making like a brand of the Mustang. Like Corvette eventually is going to probably come out with an SUV, but it's a lot of people just don't consider it as a Mustang, and I don't know why Ford kind of did it that way. It just doesn't connect very well. I believe it's like, hey, I got a Mustang, and you look at it, I'm like, that's not a Mustang. So I think Ford should have just went a different route with it completely. They could have called it, they could have had the Mustang essence in it, obviously, but it was, I don't know. They could have just made an Escape full electric, some type of special model Shelby or something like that. And I think that's kind of where they're just missing that recipe of, you have a particular vehicle, then you have the sport editions where you have different variants of the vehicle. But what I choose, if I was looking for an electric SUV or electric car or whatever, would I choose the Mach-e? And no, I just don't think it has what it takes. Now, I think I'm going to go over with I want to hear your thoughts about the Mach-e, and then obviously the Dodge Charger coming out, and then there's obviously more electric vehicles coming out. I'm not huge in the electric EV department. I understand, like, I see its benefits, but I also see its cons. And it's still, overall, I think, in my opinion, combustion engine is just more reliable. It's easier, and it's cheaper in the long run, and the value of the vehicle would be just always will be better down the long road. But besides saying that, getting basically staying in the EV department, I think that Ford just needs to go a different direction here. I think that they should just keep the Mustang. I don't want to see a Mustang truck. I don't want to see a Mustang compact car. Like, I don't want to see I really just don't want to see a Mustang, whatever this is. And I think that's the way the Mustang's heritage and everything should stay there, because this is simply just not a Mustang. At least the Charger is not becoming an SUV and stuff like that. They're not going to go that route. So I think that's what Ford needs to do. Now, if they wanted to make, I wouldn't be that against a four-door muscle car EV something in the like in that area, yeah, okay, maybe not a Mustang. You can possibly get away with it like Porsche did with their, the four door, some other, other cars. So it's possible they could have got away with something like that, but this looks too. It doesn't look like a sports car. It looks like a sloped back SUV, and that's where it just loses me. If they made it more like a Mustang, but just longer with four doors, like they took the Mustang, they made it four doors, they made it longer, and then they put an EV in it, and I think it would have been like people would have accepted it more. But the fact that it's just too SUV-ish, and they put some looks to the from the Mustang on there, but that's you look at a lot of their lineup. I mean, besides the headlights, it's really just the taillights. Other than that, what's Mustang about it? There's really nothing Mustang about it. So I think Ford just needs to, change their direction with it. I don't see too many Mach-es around, maybe here and there, but other than that, I think Ford just definitely needs to go a different direction, and I think a lot of people are going to be trading their Mach-Es for that new Charger in a lot of ways, because it has a hatchback. It's going to have more, more different types of power plants, and the prices, obviously, depending on the price. But I think Ford just kind of dropped the ball with this. I think they didn't need a Mach-E. They didn't need a Mustang Mach-E, and if they were going to do something like this, they should have just said, you know what, we need everything. We need a car that can be electric, that can look like a Mustang, but have four doors for the family, have all-wheel drive. You still have combustion choice. That's the direction they should have went. Like a lot of the supercars and hypercars, they're learning from. They said, yeah, we can make a four door because we're Porsche. We can make a Ferrari's like we can make an SUV because we're Ferrari. But they keep that essence in the car of it's not just, completely off the page. This car is too off the page, and that's where it drops the ball. Anyway, guys, later.